Hey guys, this is your pal EMDSD14R, and this is a video among videos. Uh, wow, yes, how do I even explain this? Yeah, as you guys can see, I haven't taken them out of the packaging yet. Oh my god, this is the power car. Okay, the power car's in here. Okay, so, wow, there it is. That's one of the cars right there. So that's one of the cars. Here's the second car. And I believe these came out in 2000, 2001. They are pretty advanced. It's Tenshodo. They came with LED lights, which was ahead of their time, when other model trains didn't. And they, let's see, the pantograph. Let's see. We're gonna have to see what that is about, but so looks like they disassembled the pantograph. Okay, so that it just pops back in. Okay. Oh, that's what. Oh, okay. So the pantograph. Let's see if I can get it to slide in here. There we go. So this is the power car. Extremely heavy. And there's the pantograph. Right there. And look at the details. Let me show you the underside. So it doesn't have any traction tires on it. What's that? Let's see. Little pieces are coming out. What is? Let's see. Just making sure that nothing got broken during transit, because it's not like you can go to a hobby shop or your local train store and find parts for this. So I'm trying to make sure that everything is okay. Okay. So these are the three intermediate cars right here. My goodness, this car is heavy. One of my friends actually has one of these sets, but he got his from Japan. His is a 6-car train. This is one of the original sets imported into the United States. Only 500 of these were actually imported. But my buddy, since he imported another one, there's technically 501 in the US. And this is the JR Nozomi, or the Nozomi JR 500. Probably, it's the Nozomi 500. One of my favorite trains ever. Always wanted one. I saw them back in middle school and always wanted one, but never had the opportunity to buy one, because these sets go anywhere between $1,500 to $7,000. Yeah, that's how expensive they are to get. There's a 6-car train, there's a 5-car train. I believe they made 10-car sets, but those are only exclusive in Japan. But I believe a couple years ago I saw one for sale online, and I think it went for like $7,000 or $8,000. HO, by the way. But yeah, this one, when it first was up for sale, was $1,100 and something. And that was about 2 months ago, maybe more. And then gradually over time the prices dropped down, and then I said, okay, I'll wait till it gets to a certain point and then I'll just snatch it up. And it got to a certain point, and I said, this is prime time for me to buy this train. and I snatched it up. And now that I'm looking at it in person, I don't regret buying it. And I don't regret buying it, because when I was thinking about it, I said, well, it doesn't have a box, but it's in like new condition, so I'm going to get a box for it. Trust me. I'm going to have to get one for it, because it's too valuable to not have a box for it. So I'll figure something out. Oh boy. Wow. Here's one of the end cars. It's a little dusty, because they have been sitting out without a box, but I mean, look at that detail. Now, they're still in service in Japan. There's the Evangelion version, and then there's the Hello Kitty version um, of this train. Which is really cool. JR 500, West Japan. I mean, just look at that. So that's just one. And then here's the other one. Oh, and they're DCC ready. That's right. That I forgot to mention. These are DCC ready. There's a 8-pin plug decoder right there. I believe there's someone on YouTube that actually puts sound in there. They put sound and new LED lighting in them. Sometimes when you get these sets, or well, not sometimes, but one of the details that are very flimsy is the windshield wipers. But luckily, the ones on this one are intact. But I mean, just look at this. This is... that's just amazing right there. Just look at that. What I am going to do, I will clear off my little test track here, because I have some locomotives over here. I will check to see the power car move, because that's a very key, important thing to do. Make sure it runs. And then I will try to see if the headlights on each end of the power cars, or the end cars, work. But this is just amazing. I'm in awe right now, because when I would hang out with my friend at his house and we would run our high-speed trains, when he bought this out, it was one of the trains that I was like, man, I would love to have one of these trains one day. And he would always be asking me, when are you going to get a Japanese train? When are you going to get a Japanese train? And I said, I can't really give you a definitive date. I just will have to get it when it's the right time. And thank God this was the right time to get this train. Wow. I mean, just look at the end detail. I mean, look at that. I mean, it's... I'm speechless right now. And the wheels are free rolling on the cars. Like, I have no words to... I'm in awe right now. So I had the power car, or the motor car I should say, on the track, and It runs. It really... It really runs really quiet. There's a little gear noise going this direction, but going this way, there isn't any. Might have to check that, see what that is. It probably hasn't been run in a while, so that's probably another reason. Runs fine. I mean, the weight on this thing. Guys, I don't... If there was a way you could actually put sensations through the screen, this would be a prime opportunity, because you guys don't have any idea how heavy this power car is. This thing is, I would say, the equivalent to weight almost to my Bachmann China DF11. My DF11 is pretty much a brick on wheels, but this is, I've never... I mean, I held my friend's JR 500, but I think my power car is heavier than his. I really do. I really think my power car is way... Because I've held his power car, and his is nowhere near as heavy as this one. I don't know if the original owner added weight to this one, but it is, yeah, it's heavy. OMG, guys. OMG. I mean, look at that. Now, these are early LED lights. Now, I forgot to mention, there is a full interior in there. There's a full interior in there with the controls and everything. Oh, wow. Wow. This is incredible. I'm going to have to set the track up. I'm going to have to do it. I will not feel satisfied if I don't see this run around the track. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up the windshields on these with some Q-tips. Clean those up so that there's no dust on them. And yeah, I'm going to put these on the track. But let me change the direction on here. Wow. Wow. That's incredible. You know, I wish Tenshodo would make these again. But instead of making 5 or 6 car sets, like, do 10 car trains in HO scale. You can get these from Tomax, Kato, in this paint scheme, in the Hello Kitty paint scheme, in the Evangelion scheme. You can get those in N scale. I actually might do that. I might get one of these in N scale, get the full set. I just thought this would be a cool thing to show in this video prior to me putting it on the track. I noticed something was wrong with one of the couplers on the motor car here, and it turns out that in transit one of the coupling pins actually snapped off. That actually guides the coupler in that slot. So I was a little bit leery about this at first, but then when I started tinkering with it, it's actually pretty easy to disassemble it. So so basically what you have to do, there are 4 screws, so there's 2 there and 2 under there, and this is nothing more than a cast weight. So this is where the weight of the power, this is why it's so heavy. There's the motor right there, and then there's your DCC plug and how your trucks are mounted. But it's pretty simple how they did it. Very similar to what Kato does with their DMUs and EMUs. But yeah, I mean, this is nothing more than like a outer casing that goes around this and holds the couplings. So your little springs, they go on these tabs here at the end, and they have to wrap around them. When I pulled mine out, and I didn't notice this when I took it out of the box, luckily I kept that little black piece because I thought it was something important. Thank God I kept that, because if I didn't, I would have had to figure something out. But anyway, I got the couplings back on. The one that was damaged, which one was it? I think it was this one here. I basically used some Zap-A-Gap CA on it, and I let it dry. I was going to use super glue, but I didn't want to chance it, so it's dry now. It should be strong enough to hold it. Worst case scenario, I do have NEM couplers that actually can fit in here, and I would just have to modify one end on this car and another end on another car to accept that. Or what I could do, since this is very tough ABS plastic, just drill a new hole for a new styrene plug, and then just cut it to size and just glue it in there, cut it to the right length, and then just re-glue it in there and make a new coupler pin. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward as to how to disassemble this car. I'm not going to show how to reassemble it, because basically all you do, you just, you sit this down in here. I might be able to do this one-handed, actually. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend doing it one-handed. Yeah, so it's pretty straightforward how it's done, but look at the detail on these trucks. But I'm going to reassemble this, and then I'm going to, have a video of it running around on the track. So.